You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Rumi.
All right.
So this
Can
is
I
a,
jump in just
this is
to,
a deep
I just want to
one.
frame this one, Scott. Do you mind?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to talk over you,
No,
but
go for it.
so we're having fun here, guys. Okay. And this one is like one of these quotes where Scott and I have been kind of battling about it. And it's crystal clear to Scott and he kind of gets it. And we were going to share it with you. But the truth is, it just won't land in my brain and I can't work it out. Okay. So we're just going to try this video as a bit of fun where I'm going to honestly express how it doesn't make sense to me and see, does that mirror any of your reactions to this quote, you know? So, yeah, Scott.
Okay, so I think there's two ways into this that I can think of. One is this is a metaphor for consciousness. Okay, so Rumi was saying, you're not a drop in the ocean, you're the entire ocean in the drop. And so the drop is like the illusion of your separateness, of your individuality. So within that illusion of separateness, you find the entire, all of consciousness is in you. In fact, there's only consciousness. You and everyone in this planet are like droplets, right? But all together, we form the ocean. But there's really only ever been the ocean. And we have these perturbations of the absolute that we call the relative, these drops, these droplets that we point to that are ephemeral, temporary illusions. But really, they're just, there's always only ever been consciousness there. I think that's what Rumi is trying to get at with this.
I mean, I understand. And what's lovely about these metaphors is some of them work and they just go, ah, yes, you know. So I had my breakthrough with the observer becomes the observed. I get that. It landed on Mike. It makes sense to me. It's like, yeah. And it's so satisfying, you know. And I'm sure there's loads of viewers here where this just makes total sense. But there's probably as many people who are trying to work it out. And I suppose that's part of the fun with this stuff, you know, that oftentimes I'll have worked out a quote. Like I remember there was one, form is emptiness and emptiness is form. And I'd wake up one morning and I go, oh my God, wow, of course. How could it be anything else? It completely makes sense. But then it'll just slip away whoosh, out of my mind. And I'd be like, I cannot work that one out. And this one, you are not a drop in the ocean. So it's easy to think we're all small, separate, like entities. We're just like a little drop in the ocean. Everybody gets that one, right? But you're actually, Rumi is saying, you are the entire ocean in a drop. Okay.
Yeah.
And I understand talking about consciousness, but I struggle, Scott, if I'm honest, with this bit. It's like you have this drop, right, which appears separate to this vast, infinite mass of ocean, you know? And then in this little drop, the entire ocean exists.
I think,
you know?
Another way to understand this, which I alluded to before, is using math, just the idea of infinity. Okay. So we know there's such a thing as a really big infinity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ... makes an infinity, right? It goes on forever. But there's also an infinity between 0 and 1. If you go 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, and you add all that up, you never get down to 0.
I can give you that. Yeah.
So there's an infinity between every number. Between 1 and 2, there's an infinity. And so that's like the drop.
I get you.
So, but it's all infinite.
Yeah.
So there's an infinity in the drop, just as there's an infinity in the ocean.
Yes. And so those two infinities
that's a logical
are the same
way of understanding this, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't think Rumi was talking about mathematical realities here. He was talking about consciousness.
Okay, Scott. So this is great fun. And I don't want to be rude to Rumi because, you know, that's a serious poet that deserves respect. But funnily enough, I just got this lovely water bottle. Can you read it out for me?
Yeah, it says, it's Khalil Gibran, in one drop of water are found all the secrets of all the oceans. So this is very similar to Rumi's idea, I think.
Yeah, but what's funny about this is now, hilariously, it's kind of much easier for me to get this one. So when I go like, in one drop of water are found all the secrets of all the oceans, I can kind of go, oh, maybe what's being referred to here are the qualities inherent in the drop are exactly the same as the qualities that exist in the infinite ocean.
Yeah,
it's
so
exactly
you've gone
the same.
beyond quantity into quality, which is something that
Yeah.
can only be experienced in consciousness.
Yeah.
There you find understanding.
And there's nothing that's not in the drop that is in the ocean. Everything that exists in the ocean exists in the drop. Oh, I'm getting it.
Right.
It's coming
Like
true. Yeah.
almost like a homeopathic amount of it is in the
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel good now. I knew we should have stuck with this one, you know. I knew there was something in it. So that feels like a mini breakthrough, you know. So a little bit of an update to that previous video.
Excellent. So
thank you, everybody.
I'd love to hear what everybody thinks in the comments.